Yo, what's going on, y'all? I'm on GT.
And I'm Jordan.
We are the Billionaire Book Club. We are here with an episode today that I feel like is entirely important because it was something I was struggling with. And once I start understanding what this looks like in all forms, I start to level up personally. And that is your environment, okay? Your environment is so critical, it's so key to your success. So we're gonna be talking about what environment looks like to us, what's some things that we do in our environment to guarantee success, and maybe some tips that can help you guys out. So Jordan, let me ask you, when you think of environment, what does that look like for you? What does that feel like for you?
Well, do you mean like just people or?
I mean both, because I kind of, for me, my environment is my living situation. Who's my core? Like who's my core team? Who the people? What people am I surrounding myself by? And what am I? What am I experiencing on a day to day? Like so. Okay, well, since you want to break it down, let's start with your environment first.
Like where I'm living, etc.
Yeah, like what is the feng shui? Like what are some key things you would say, okay, what are some key things in your living arrangement that you set up as a part of being successful in your environment?
I guess I'll say this because right now I'm actually not happy with my environment because I feel like I'm in a city where I hate to say it, but no one is like doing anything productive. That's just really how I feel, and just the way I look around, and it's just not like I want to move to a city where it's like refreshed, all the people are upbeat, and I think that actually does play a part. I try not to dwell on it too much because that really can affect your mental energy. But I do feel like if you're in a certain area or city for too long, they're not doing anything, it will catch up with you. So I think that's important. But another thing, I think environment is also just how it makes you feel. So if you are in a city and you don't really care about that, but it still makes you feel good, gives you energy, then that's good. I think anything that's gonna put you in the right mindset and get your energy up is the environment you need to be in. And that can look like anything, but for me personally, I kind of want to be in a nice house and nice. Like some people don't care about the nice house; they just want a nice car, and they're cool and they're fine with that, which is cool. But I want to be surrounded by nice things, and I think that will like bring my energy up and I don't know, something it just does something to my energy. So I think that's a important part of environment. But I do want to say that that's also can be an investment for people who feel like because I moved into this place because I wanted to save only a couple hundred a month so I can invest a couple hundred a month more. But I'm realizing it's not worth the couple hundred to invest because my energy is down. So that can actually be an investment also for people who are debating on getting a new car. Maybe you shouldn't overdo it, but if you want to get a new car because it'll make you feel a little bit better, that actually can be an investment because now you're feeling good about yourself. Every time you get in the car, it'll make you work a little bit harder, etc. So I include that in environment too.
But you know what? I like that you said that though. I like that you said that about not feeling like. Well, I'm kind of paraphrasing, but I want to get this right. You basically, the city that you live in, you're not really too fond of because you want that atmosphere, you want that community, you want those groups of people that you can network with, connect with. That's like minded that can push you. Is that what I'm? Is that what you kind of saying?
Yeah. That's my super end goal is to get somewhere where almost everybody is just like-minded, on the grind, about business, about something. They're doing something, whether it's a side hustle, whether it's investments. That's my end goal is to be surrounded by that everywhere I turn.
And I feel like, and you know what, but that's extremely important, okay? And a lot of times, like a lot of my mentors have talked about, moving, getting away from your hometown and moving into these areas or communities where you do have an uplifting nature, where you do have grinders and entrepreneurs and people that's, dedicated to pushing themselves. And I feel like and the more you connect, because for me, success is about connection in some way, shape, or form. Because a lot of the things I do read, a lot of my mentors do tell me you need to be building relationships, networking, connected. And if you're in an area where it does not, where people are spread out, where it's not a big city, where you have here and there groups of people, if your goal is to connect, to be very impactful, to spread your, your impact, that's gonna be hard. If you in a city where, what I'm saying, it's not a lot of people doing what you need to do. You need to be in those areas where you can build relationships, connect, and see what else out there. And it's funny because I just came from a trip from Atlanta. I was on a trip in Atlanta. It was a movie premiere that my company had sponsored and helped produce. And some of the people I was in the room with, I didn't even realize this, but it was so many different people in the room that was connected, that all had, they were serial entrepreneurs. I mean, I'm talking about people 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures in the same room, and they were laughing, they were connecting, they were networking, they were sharing numbers, and it was all about seeing each other win. You know what I'm saying? It was a different environment. And now I'm not from Atlanta. I don't know if that's the typical thing, but I do see people go to Atlanta and make something for themselves because it's about let's connect, let's all win. It's a certain mentality I'm seeing, at least in the room I was in, with let's all win. It was people owning trucks talking about getting CDLs, and it was people in real estate. It was people in talking about their different businesses, and they were all laughing. They all trying to fight over the check. I'm like, this is something I want to be in as far as in my community, like when I think about environment and community. So I completely understand that point. I feel like that's very important. Another thing I take important, and just when I think about environment, it's just like my setup, right? I feel like one of the things I've learned recently about environment is you want to set up yourself for success. So in another episode, we talked about how, me and my girl was debating over whether we should have cookies in the house. And the reason why I felt like we shouldn't is because I know it would be a test for me walking past them personally. But if I'm setting up my environment for success, that involves, okay, if I know this is tempting me, why even have it in my environment? Why have it at arm's reach? If I don't have cookies in my house, that means I have to go out my way, something that's harder to do, to get cookies. It's not just easy. I'm not just putting it in front of my face and allowing myself to mess up and then blaming it because they're in my house. I have to go out my way, go drive to the store, go get into somebody's line, go pay for it. Me not having the cookies in my house to set myself for success, I don't have that temptation. So do you have anything that you do specifically that you put in front of you that you move away in your house right now that you feel like sets yourself up for success?
I don't know, cause I don't know.
Be as simple as putting your teacup by the teapot, or putting your daily supplements right by your dresser, or like a cup of water right by your dresser, so that when you wake up, the first thing you're doing is like drinking water. Anything like that? Your books can be right by your bedside, so that okay, if I'm in bed, I'm about to read.
No, I don't. Those are kind of like when you're first getting started. I've just been doing my routine so long. I don't really do like the little hacks.
Got you. So you don't. So basically, for you, you've been in your routine a long time. So certain things like that is probably more ingrained into you. Maybe you don't know this anymore. Is that what you're saying?
Uh, I don't know. I mean, I feel like you would have to like ask me a specific question. It's too broad.
I'm trying to think. I don't know how to simplify. Uh, is there anything in your environment that sets you up? Do you like got your gym bag ready? Do you maybe what I think it is? Like you said, it's something that, because for me, that's something that I just learned recently within the last year or so, that your environment plays a major role. And it's not just the people, it's about where you set things up. So like for me, that involves removing all my snacks from the house. Used to be a snack king. I'm a snacker. I like my, certain things. But I realized that was like blocking my growth because I would work out. I have my salads. I'm eating my fruit. I'm drinking my water, but I still got snacks. So it's like for me, keeping that in my house is messing up my environment because it's easy to trail back to my bad habits. It's easy to trail back to the things that I'm saying, I'm speaking something into existence, and that's going against it. If I'm praising the fitness of my life and I'm knowing that these snacks being in my house is kind of, what I'm saying, holding me back, I had to even switch that up. I had to break it down for the smallest details for me. And I don't know, y'all might be on either side though. Y'all might be on her side to where, what I'm saying, you've been so active and productive for so long that maybe these little things don't occur to you. But for me, I needed to, that's something I had to put into my focus because I understand that, you know what, this is going against you. And now that I understand that, now that that have what I'm saying, have become apparent to my realization, I had to realize, okay, it's about the smaller details as well. So that's maybe it's just like, what I'm saying, you just, you don't reduce it down that small because you've been operating on a larger scale.
Yeah, that may be the case. I think, well, for the snack examples, yeah, I don't keep snacks in my house, but I also don't really eat snacks anymore. But yeah, I used to be big on snacks, and I had to just stop buying them completely. And for like the working out, when I changed like my workout schedule, then I kind of have to force myself to do things. Like so, for example, I started working out at my job, so now I just go straight after work versus coming home and like coming home and then I won't feel like it, stuff like that. But
No, yeah, I'm definitely, and this kind of don't have nothing to do with environment. I'm definitely an after work type of gym person. I feel like if I'm gonna be up, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot I do in the morning, but I don't know. I always have a great morning. I feel like a lot of people who do that's a part of their, what I'm saying, getting their routine and their environment is, in their environment, they gym, they might use that time in the morning to go to gym. Whereas I feel like I need it afterwards. I feel like I feel better afterwards. I just
yeah,
like, I just enjoyed it.
I do afterwards because I don't like most my energy is in the morning, so I need to get my stuff done first. Because after work, I feel like there's a whole nother story, but I honestly feel like I feel like there's a reason why. Oh man, I could go in and in on about work, like the times we gotta work and everything. But I feel like we work for 8 hours. But honestly, I started thinking about work a different way because I started counting the time I have to wake up to get dressed for work. That counts as work because I wouldn't be doing that if I didn't have to go to work. So really, we at work for 9 to 10 hours. If we're including travel, what time we're waking up, getting dressed, I include that because that's taking up my time to do my stuff that I want to do. So, like I said, 9 to 10 hours of our day is gone. I need to make sure, and I'm gonna be tired after work. I'm gonna be lazy. I'm not cutting into my grind time, my success time. I'm gonna get my success stuff done before I help anybody else get rich. So that's why I work out after because working out doesn't take brain power. The only thing it takes is you just got to get there. It is hard to get there, but once you're there, you know you're gonna do a workout. So
And that's very important. Even the gym can be an environment. It is an environment. I see so many people, and I remember at first, maybe a couple of years. Nah, I can't even say that. But when I first started going to the gym, I kind of had this mindset that I just knew what I was doing. I didn't need help, and I think that and part of making that because I wanted that for me to be an environment to where I am open and building relationships. I want to talk to the people who have great physiques. I want to, what I'm saying, get into their mindset, learn it, what I can, maybe give me some tips and pointers. And I'm always asking them, how long you been working out? Because I'm always not comparing that into my journey, but I have to realize these people look like this because they've been putting in this amount of work for this period of time and you've been here. So you have to understand and appreciate the growth. But I love that environment because I feel like that's somewhere where I'm always challenging myself. And I feel like if you're in an environment that challenges you, but also pushes you to be your best, that's where you need to be. You need to, if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. So I'm happy that you prioritize going to the gym, and that's a part of our, so what we prioritize, because we know the importance of being in that environment and what being in that environment can do for us, either relationship wise, physically, mentally, because it's not just you working out, getting your body together, it's a natural stress reliever. So even the places we going, y'all, the places that we attend to, the places that you at 24/7, you want these environments. You want your house, you want this all to be set up for success. You want these all to be places where well, it depends, because the gym, you may want to challenge you, but you may not want to come home and get challenged. So it's just about having that awareness of, if I'm going to be here, what do I want out of this? Is this therapeutic? Is this a positive experience for me? How can I set it up to where this works with me and not against me? How can I make everything I need to do easier? These are all the type of thoughts that you want to have when you're assessing each and every place you're at, each and every person you're around, and even your home environment. How can I make this work with me instead of against me?
Yeah, I just want to close out and say the last biggest part, if you have a 9 to 5 environment, is your work environment, because you're there most of your life. I mean, let's be real, we're there for 40 hours a week. We sleep in, what is it, 40 hours a week. So we're awake. Most of our time awake is at work. So that plays a huge role. And actually, now that you kind of had me thinking a little bit in your last, what you were saying last, because I was at this job and the people I was around, I just felt like were pulling me away from any productivity. And I was like, I have to get out of here. Like if you were trying to do bigger things for yourself, and the people at your job and the people that you're becoming close to, because it's inevitable, you're going to become close to them because you're with them for so many hours every week. And they're not like providing you with tools, or even pulling that from you, pulling your motivation from you, or whatever. You have to get out of there. You have to get out of that environment. And I feel like now I'm in a job where, I mean, I'm not that close. I'm the youngest by probably 20 years. I'm also the only Black person, the only female, and the only Black female. So I'm not as close to them as my other job. But I feel like I'm around people who I am learning from every single day. So even though they're not really helping me in my personal endeavors, I'm still growing with the people at my job. So like that is actually huge, and it's something you should really take a look at. And I know we all need money, we all need to pay bills, but maybe learn a skill that you can get a job from first, and then even maybe that will come with making more money. So you'll be around better people, make more money, and then use that new income, that new cash flow, and get back to your own grind.
Yeah, I definitely 100% agree. Your work environment, all your environments, they play a role, people. They play a role, and that's the best. And even though this is a quick conversation, it's something to think about, for the long term, because is it gonna make you and break you sometimes? So I just want to say we can wrap that up. But yeah, just remember, just aware your environment is not just where you live at, it's the people you around, your work, your gym, everywhere you go. So pay attention to that. Okay. I'm on GT.
And I'm Jordan. Peace.
Another episode. Peace and love, y'all.